Yeah, you fucking water starts getting cold. You're like, oh yeah, fuck, I gotta actually shower.
I'll just sit there and I'll just have the fucking shower head literally like hitting like the back of my head and the back of my neck and just like fucking running down, and I'll just sit there and just close my eyes and just like either be thinking about some random shit or just like be just zoning out about just nothing and just like, you know what I mean? Just meditate, I guess, without realizing I think that's pretty much what I'm doing, bro.
It sounds like it is, and I think this is a great place to start the show. What do you guys say? Should we get into it?
Whenever dude, you're ready.
I'm good.
6, 2, 4, go.
What's going on, friends? It's your boy Stan Tenacious TX Vapes. You are listening to the sexiest podcast since Betty White, and now, Shedtime.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Shedtime podcast back in effect. Not even counting right because fuck you. That's why. Come at me, bro.
If you didn't learn how to count when you were a kid, I'm sorry. Hit me up with an email if you know how to send one of those, and I'll help you.
Shout out to emails and the interwebs. Fucking up your life since 1992. Shout out to the internet crash. But yo, if you guys just heard it at the beginning, we were kind of just talking about the whole meditative notion of things. And I kind of want to continue that idea because not only is like the shower a great meditative space where you can kind of lose yourself, but like I've worked in retail for a lot of my life. And I've learned that mopping the floor can be one of the most like meditative experiences now. Just doing the little fucking figure eights with the floor mop. It's like a zen moment. You're just focused on these pretty little eights.
Dude, honestly, you start saying that, all I can think about is not only when I used to do that, because I used to work in sanitation, so like I did a lot of mopping, bro. A lot of mopping. But it also reminds me of the scene of Bruce Almighty with Morgan Freeman and Jim Carrey in the fucking place, just with the mops, figure-eighting it up, bro.
See, I actually instantly went to Karate Kid.
But he doesn't mop.
Wax on?
No, but he does
Wax
that,
off.
and it's like all for meditation, right? It's like he's teaching him these things to like get in that zone, but he's also teaching him these like moves.
They're also the
like
movements.
Pace the fence.
They're the movements of the moves that he's teaching.
Wax the car
without him realizing it. That's the point.
Oh yeah. No, I get it.
All that shit
to
he's teaching him is just like all the blocks that he needs to know to like block somebody's punches and kicks and shit.
I think though that like it's very key, right? Because like I know like especially with mopping is my example. That's one of those tasks that I don't think I know anybody who genuinely enjoys mopping the floor.
No,
like it's not an enjoyable experience.
You might enjoy the outcome, but you probably don't enjoy
but the process is never that fun. And what I kind of did was I kind of learned to love what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I turned it into a meditative exercise where it was like you just shut your brain off and you just focus on this little 8 that you're drawing on the floor with the mop. And it's like it's the whole Zen garden, right? With the rake and the sand and just raking these beautiful little lines into the garden. It's the same thing. It's just I'm mopping a floor. So instead of a pretty sand garden, I have a clean floor. And Zen gardens are cool, but clean floors are really nice to have when you live where I live. Because, bro, salt.
Dude, this is the thing I hate about mopping floors, bro. And it's not so much the doing it. It's just when you're done, someone walking over your nicely mopped floor, bro, that you just finished mopping.
Bro, that's when I fucking throw the mop at that son of a bitch. I'll be like, yo,
that was the one thing
son.
That was the one thing I hated when I because obviously I did that for work. So like I'd just get done like doing a pass on like a section, you know what I mean? It just went back with the, just getting ready to go over it with like the dry mop, just to fucking dry it all up so that it won't, if somebody stepped on it, it's not going to leave too much of a mark. And someone walks right through it, bro, and just footsteps all the way through the fucking wet spot, and then I gotta go back and fucking do it because now it's contaminated.
See,
Dude, that's when you look at people and you're like, do you have any fucking respect for anyone other than yourself?
Well, dude, and the fucked up part is I could always have like, you know, the sign, you know what I mean? Wet floor sign, and they just
I learned
blindly just obviously just fucking walk right by it. It's totally
complete
safe.
disregard. Don't give a fuck.
I learned how to combat that.
Disrespect.
Like, I totally learned how to combat that. Because, again, right? Convenience store life. You have to mop those floors in the convenience store. That these motherfuckers don't care when they're your boss, right? And same thing. Your customer doesn't give a fuck that you're in the middle of mopping the floor. They're walking all over it. I actually learned how to clean my convenience store floors with the least amount of water on my mop head possible. It's basically like I would stick the mop head into the bucket, right? And twist it clockwise so that it wrings itself out. And then I would wring it out with the little wringer on the mop bucket. So there's almost no water on my mop. It's just damp enough to get the shit up off the floor, but in like a minute, it's dry. And let me tell you, life-changing. I think it's the reason I learned to enjoy mopping was that I figured that trick out there. And like, yeah, you got to wet your mop a little more often, but dude, to save me the aggravation of people leaving footprints, best fucking trick I ever figured out.
What I think's hilarious right now is that we're talking about mopping floors, bro.
Bro, right? we have reached the pinnacle of adulthood now.
Oh my god, dude.
I love it. You know what that means? We haven't smoked enough weed.
I haven't, dude.
No,
Well,
for real.
I think what's making it so funny to me, dude, is I just took a nice sativa dab, so like kind of giggly right now, you know?
Your brain's like, I don't really want to mop the floor.
Mopping floors doesn't sound fun right now, bro.
Bro, mopping floors, let's go.
I'm down for
mopped in a
Zen.
while, to be honest. Like, I have one of those like sponge things. And that's what I'll do. I'll do that like every, maybe like once a month. I'll like go to the high traffic areas and like actually like I guess it's a sponge mop, but yeah, we don't need to talk about mopping anymore. It makes me feel guilty because like now that I'm saying that out loud, like I probably haven't done that since like 2021.
It's
still really early. Don't judge me. Okay?
I need to invest in the fucking Roomba shits. You know what I mean? The ones
Dude,
that'll just mop your floor for you. I just need to invest in one of those, so I don't ever have to fucking think about it ever again.
Bro, if those things didn't just probably like I'm pretty confident that like Indy's hair would just decimate that, and I'd be burning fucking money, bro.
That's what I'm afraid of with the chinchilla.
Dude, it would literally leave its little charging dock, go like 2 feet, and have to turn around and come back to empty, bro.
Dude, I feel like it would just like end up burning out because it would be like spinning its tires just trying to get back, but it's like on this mountain of dog hair that it can't even get traction anymore, bro.
Oof. Yeah, that's the like I have hardwood floors. I'll tell you, that is the shit that makes me crazy, is that like you sweep a hardwood floor and there's dust all over it immediately. You turn around and it's like,
dude, and then live in the desert, bro.
Bro,
I have your windows
floors,
cracked.
house floors, dust,
oh my god,
bro,
I gotta imagine
hair.
like living in the desert though, like it has to be better than having carpet, because like vacuuming dirt out of the carpet all day, every day, forever. Amen.
Well, dude, honestly, carpet's actually a little bit better because there's literally always like a layer of like dust on our floor, like because we have windows open to let like fresh air through the house,
of course, right?
But obviously that allows all the fucking dust and sand from outside to fucking come into the house, and like literally you could sweep the floor, and like an hour later, like you're walking through barefoot and you feel all the fucking like
little micro grains of sand. Like, son of a bitch. That's it. I just want to live in a bubble.
Dusting out here is a big thing, dude. It's fuck. If you don't do it, things will get out of hand quick.
I think that's a big part of why in California everybody's using central air systems. Fuck opening a window.
Yeah, for real.
Dude, it's also really fucking expensive, bro.
Oh my god.
That's why we don't run one. And then another reason that fucks us too is we run a swamp cooler during the summertime, and that pulls in air from outside. And whatever fucking dust and shit doesn't get caught by the fucking filter gets blown into the house.
Dude,
On top of the 4 dogs that we have, so we've got a bunch of golden retriever hair all over the fucking place too. But
Well,
it
not
is a
only
lot
that,
easier
they're
to clean
going out,
that
they're
up.
bringing in dirt, dust, all sorts of
Yeah.
shit too, right?
But it is a lot easier to clean up in that aspect.
Well,
Getting up all
dog
the
hair,
dog
you could do a quick sweep, right?
Yeah,
And like you
Vacuuming,
can kind of
you
get
pick
the
it-
really unsightly amount of hair gone.
yeah.
But it is that dust, and like even just having a dog, right, and letting them outside, and like, dude, I don't fucking wipe my dog's feet like every time it comes. If it's muddy, yeah, I'll wipe it. But if it's like the dead middle of the summer, we had rain in 3 or 4 days, I ain't wiping his feet off. Like, what am I, some kind of fucking? I don't even know. I'm sorry for anybody out there that does that, and like maybe I'm the freak, but like I feel like that is crazy.
That's like OCD shit right
Yeah.
there. Like,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I can't. I mean, all right, I get it. Like, you want to keep your house clean. I understand. Don't have a dog. Get a fucking hamster. It stays inside a little tiny cage. It's easy. It'll keep your
Yeah,
house
get
clean.
like a non-shedding dog. That
Yeah,
you put
you know?
booties on every time. I
Yeah,
guess. I don't know.
don't get dogs or cats. Get a caged animal. Have a snake. A snake will help you keep your house clean. Like,
Yeah, or
you know,
fish are
yeah,
good.
fish.
Fish are dope.
Fish are cool. Like keep some fish tanks. You know, but yeah, like just don't. If that's your deal, it's not the dog's fault. His paws are dirty. It's your fault. You're that neurotic. Speaking of neurotic, I at work this week. Obviously, we've had some crazy weather here in the Northeast. I heard the most ludicrous reason to call out of work ever. I almost got into a car accident. Nothing happened. My car's fine. I'm fine. But I'm not coming to work. I mean, I almost got into
really?
a car accident. That's called driving.
Yeah, dude, that's like every day.
Like, that's just driving. Every day you almost get into a car accident. Successfully not getting into a car accident is how we drive. Yeah, blew my goddamn mind. So
Like, I'm hoping that didn't fly. Like, and
it
hoping
did.
that didn't just. What?
it did. Homeboy worked a double. That blew my mind. Like, we lost him for 2 shifts because he didn't get into a car accident. I didn't drown going out to my car in a rainstorm, but I still made it.
Yeah, like for real, that's fucked up, dude.
I'm telling you, bro, I dodged a Sharknado that day. The wind was so crazy. I seen sharks. It was amazing.
People just have some balls, dude. I would have never had the balls to like call in and say, "Hey, I almost got into a car accident."
Dude, that's the thing, right? Like, because ultimately that takes balls, right? But like to me, I'm like, yo, I'm not that dumb. Like that's the way that, or like maybe I'm just like, I'm not that much of a piece of shit that I'm gonna fucking do all my coworkers that dirty on me almost getting into a car accident and not going to work where I work a double.
It's like I understand being like, hey, this situation happened. I'll be late. Okay, cool. Yeah, like, you know, maybe you spun out and you got to get yourself recorrected and then you'll be in. Cool, fair. But like, what? What? Like I said, like I almost get into a car accident every day. It's called driving in New England. We have some asshole drivers. They don't call us massholes for nothing.
Yeah, for dude, fuck.
I mean,
crazy.
shit. The other day we were nasty weather. The roads are like fucking a thick inch of ice. I've got the right of way. I'm coming around the bend. This dude blows a fucking stop sign, and I'm blowing my horn, giving him the finger, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And this asshole just smiles and blows me a kiss. I'm like, you, sir, are a fuckhead. Like,
That's kind of legendary, though. Like, I do respect it when people do stupid, dumb shit, and then they like do that kind of, you know,
like
it's like, yo, don't worry, bro, I got you. Peace, you know.
I was like,
oh, you motherfucker! If
bro.
I didn't think that was hilarious, I'd want to murder you right now.
like literally, like thankfully, like everything was cool. Nobody got hurt. Everything's fine, right? And so like I get to where I'm going, which is literally like right after that moment, I'm able to like turn off and stop where I'm going because it's the store is right there that I'm heading to. And like I'm sitting in the parking spot, and I'm like, yo, if that's how this guy lives, Like, I hope to God he doesn't actually get into a car accident pulling some shit like that. Like, that's my attitude about it. Like,
See, for me, I'd be like, yo, I hope that he just like keeps on riding high, bro. Like that. I feel like he's living the life of like way less care than a lot of people. Like,
bro,
he just lets shit. He is like water off a duck's back every day.
That shit was literally so dangerous. Like my car probably couldn't have stopped if it was any other driver situation. You know what I mean? Like I was smart enough to switch into manual from my automatic and start to downshift so I could really decelerate quickly against the ice. But like I think a less experienced driver in that position would have hit this guy. And it would have been a fiasco. And I'm like, all I could think when I parked is like, I really hope this guy doesn't cause a car accident today. Like, I hope he makes it home safely. Like, I used to get mad at motherfuckers. Now I'm like, that's my new attitude on it. Because I'm so tired of letting it bother me, right? That it's like, I hope that motherfucker gets home safely. I hope he doesn't hurt anybody.
I hope he doesn't hurt anyone else.
You know, like, I hope he gets home safely. I hope he doesn't hurt anybody. You know, like... And I try to not let it bother me anymore, because like, dude, otherwise that shit would have took me home. I was going to get dinner that night, so like I would have come home and then pissed off, and it would have ruined the meal. And
the food would have been shit.
Yeah, like
no matter what. Yeah.
And I was going to one of my favorite pizza places to grab food, so like I always love the food there. There's no reason for me to let that asshole get to me. Just like there's no reason for the asshole who called out to get to me. Instead, I'm just like, yeah, you know, like I almost got attacked by a shark, but I made it. I'm here. Fucking Sharknado was blowing by in this terrible rainstorm, but like, I dodged the shark.
He almost got into a car accident, and he can't even make it. I was fucking battling sharks in the air,
bro.
Son.
They were flying past me in that Sharknado. I dodged them to the left. I juked them to the right, and then I got into the car, bro. I don't know how I made it, but I made it. Like, it was amazing. And I'm not kidding when I say that day the rain was so bad. There was like a puddle up to the door jamb of my car. I literally had to swim for my car. It was bad. Oh man, it's times like that I wish I didn't live in a climate like this, because bro, like we went from that to an immediate freeze overnight, and then just thick sheets of ice everywhere. It's not fair. It's not fair, bro. Oh man, it's like it iced over so bad that like places around town were closing up early the other night because like it was literally too dangerous to drive. It was raining ice.
Dude, I just found out something really dope right now. It has nothing to do with... Oh, it does have to do with ice.
Is Vanilla Ice dropping an NFT?
No, they just added Cool Runnings to Disney Plus, bro.
Bro, did you know that Jamaica has a bobsled team this year?
Dude.
Have they not had one every year since? Like, that was the first one, the Calgary Olympics?
That is true.
Yeah.
And they have there is a Jamaican bobsled team again this year.
Dude,
yeah, I feel like they haven't even like finished in dead last every year either. Like I don't think that the Cool Runnings standings was like legit. I don't think that that's actually what happened in 1988, but I do know that it's legit that they did have a bobsled team that year though.
Ah, Cool Runnings, man.
Dude, John Candy, what a fucking legend, bro. That movie is amazing, but like he is in so many goddamn good movies.
John Candy is definitely legend status. And
yeah, dude.
I feel like John Candy's also one of those people who doesn't deserve to be a B-list actor. He should have been A-list.
Dude, he was A-list. What do you mean? He just died fucking 30 years ago.
No, see, here's the thing. He was never to be considered in the scene, the movie scene, as the A-list actor, you have to be consistently relevant as a leading role over a certain span of time. And I feel like he was never that status. He was
really?
I
feel like he was.
I feel like he never held that status. He wasn't like a Leonardo DiCaprio or a Denzel Washington status.
No, but that's A-list. No, that's different to me. That's like you have different roles. Like John Candy would never have been cast in a role where he was like this desirable fucking like man, he was like definitely listed as like the family man.
Again,
still
that, but there's
like,
still
dude, The Great Outdoors. I think that was the realistically big movie. He was the main actor.
Sure, but it doesn't make him
main actor.
It doesn't make him an A-list level actor, though. He's not a Jim Carrey. He's not a Will Smith. He's not a Denzel or a DiCaprio. There's nothing wrong with B-list. Most of my favorite actors are B-list actors.
Okay, so
it's fine.
I guess for me, like B-list is like in movies that are like they're almost like straight to fucking DVD.
No, those are C and D list movies.
Okay.
Yeah, like those are
dude,
C and
Uncle
D list
Buck,
actors.
Like, dude, Uncle Buck, that's like a classic,
yeah, Uncle
bro.
Buck is a great classic, absolutely. But
and like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, like I know that he's with Steve Martin. So is Steve Martin an A-lister?
Steve Martin was at one time. He isn't anymore.
Well, no, but he's like old and he doesn't really even act that much, I don't think.
But yeah, like maybe you would consider Steve Martin an A-lister in the 80s.
Yeah, and for the record, that's when I would consider like John Candy was an A-lister in like the late 80s into early 90s before he passed away, like in his mid to late 30s, because like I think he died when he was like 45 years old.
Yeah, he did not live
I look at John Candy as like
a healthy lifestyle.
Why can't I think of his fucking name now? I literally just fucking had it. National Lampoons.
Chevy Chase.
He was like Chevy Chase.
Yeah,
almost.
another fantastic B-list actor. Chevy Chase is amazing.
But there was a period where like Chevy Chase was pretty fucking relevant, dude. Like he was like in a lot of fucking
Well,
shit.
I guess I think what Sean's saying, James, which I'm with you, but I think he's saying that like because someone's relevant doesn't make them A-list. I'm guessing.
So ultimately, I'm basing it off of like, because I don't remember if it was on this show that we looked that up, but there was a time that we looked up what constituted an A-list or a B-list actor, and the actual thing that made you A-list had to do with the consistency and your relevancy. The fact that you had to be in a top-grossing movie and be the leading role and be relevant over an extended period of time. And so I'm looking at it strictly from a scientific perspective, a numbers thing. I'm not looking at it from an emotional perspective. Like, I think John Candy's a great actor, but from the numbers of how that broke down, my understanding would be he would technically be a B-lister.
So does that mean that like all
that.
those guys, so like Dan Aykroyd would have been a B-lister actor?
That, from my understanding,
like Bill Murray would have been B-list?
From my understanding, the way that breaks down, yes. Bill Murray, maybe not, because Bill Murray fucking did a lot of work. He worked a lot.
Yeah,
I don't know.
John Candy did too, though. That's why, like, for me, it's like I'm trying to figure that part out.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing, right? Is that like you can't get anybody to say like I can't find anything here that's gonna say that he's one or the other. Like, there's
like,
nothing.
Did you Google was?
I literally did. I wanted to see, like, does anybody want to put their fucking 2 cents on this? No one's putting their 2 cents on that.
Because, like, dude, I think he died in like '94.
You are exactly right.
Yeah. And I think that he was like, well, like at tops, he was like 45 or 46 years old. Like, I think he was born in the '60s, maybe late '50s. Like, he was a pretty young dude when he died.
What I did, dude, I literally just pulled up like Googled top A-list actors from like the late '80s, and honestly, dude, like I'm getting a mix because, like, dude, like I'm getting down to like into the 30, like at 27 is Bill Murray. Then 30s John Belushi.
Yeah, see, like John Candy was more than him.
Steve Martin was 33. John Candy's 35.
What?
Interesting.
How's Belushi ahead of him? That's crazy.
Interesting.
What did he do? Like Animal House and fucking Blues Brothers? Like, I don't remember anything else that he was in. I'm sure that he was probably in a ton, and I'd like dumb right now.
It was also probably he probably just got bigger because of his passing more people. You know how that goes. You know, a lot of people.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do know how that.
Well, not only that, but Saturday Night Live too, bro.
So here we go. Here's the definition.
I guess John Candy was on SCTV, not Saturday Night Live.
So in this sense, as my mind is thinking of it, an A-list actor is usually defined as an actor
Canadian,
who can get a movie. Oh,
No, no,
really? Dope.
Yeah, he's from
He's from
Ontario.
SCTV, dude. There's a ton of people that were from SCTV, like Gilda Radner, John Candy, Dan Aykroyd, Rick Moranis.
This thing literally says on IMDb, it says Candy was one of Canada's greatest and funniest character actors.
Yeah, dude.
John Candy was brilliant.
But what were you saying, Sean?
So this definition says an A-list actor is usually defined as an actor who can get a movie greenlit merely by agreeing to be in it. It means the mere presence of the actor in the film suggests that the movie is a reasonable financial risk, as the actor's popularity will presumably guarantee a box office return big enough to justify the production costs. There are lots of stars. There are comparatively a few A-list actors by that definition.
That makes sense.
So that's why I'm saying.
Okay, so they weren't
this way.
He was not B-list. He was just a. He was
not a B grade actor. He would be considered a B list star though, because he's not meeting that definition. He's still a movie star. Like it's not an insult from that definition.
No, and I'm not taking it as an insult. Like if it seems that way, I'm just like I'm trying to understand, because like to me it's like, if you're an A-lister, then you're like the penultimate. So like A-list is like there's
Tom
a bunch of
Cruise,
stuff between there and
like
B.
a Robin Williams or like a
Ryan Reynolds or like Ryan
exactly,
Gosling,
like
those people.
Well, and all right, so Ryan Reynolds up until Deadpool was a B-list actor. Literally, up until Deadpool, he was a B-list actor. What was he in? He was in fucking some cheesy romantic comedies. He was a good actor.
Wilder.
You know, like but he didn't do anything that was like fucking Deadpool. And then they cast him in Deadpool, and he became an A-list status.
They didn't cast him in Deadpool. He made that movie happen himself.
Really?
Yeah.
All right then. So he put it out there. And that made him an A-list.
People put it out there that he would be a great Deadpool. They did that X-Men Origins movie where he kind of played Deadpool, like he played the Wade Wilson character, but they fucked it up. And he got so much fucking feedback that people wanted him to redo it, and this and that he ended up getting together with some people and somehow made. I don't remember the whole story, but like he was a big crucial part in that movie being made.
But that is what gave him that new status. Like,
yeah.
I love Ryan Reynolds. I think he's a great actor. He's a fucking fantastic actor.
Since Van Wilder, bro. I've loved Ryan Reynolds.
I've loved him since fucking Waiting.
Yeah.
I watch like Two Guys and a Girl all the time.
Yeah, bro. I forgot about that show. That shit was great.
He's only a few years older than me. He's from out west, though. He's from like somewhere in BC. But I remember watching that show when I was in high school. Because I bet you he's probably like born in 77, 76.
He's from Regina, Saskatchewan, isn't he?
Oh, he's from Regina?
Oh, shit.
Oh, no, not him. Never mind. That's actually where Wade Wilson's from. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's from like somewhere in BC, like a suburb of Vancouver, I think.
Probably.
He's
basically. I heard him on. He was on. Oh my God. What's that podcast?
Smart
One
List.
I told you about, James. Smartlist. Yeah, Smartlist. He was on Smartlist and he was talking about it. He drove from BC and like he bought like some old jalopy Toyota Corolla and drove to Hollywood from BC in this Corolla. Like that's what he left home with. He had nothing.
Gangster.
He just fucking drove down there in this old ass Corolla. And I think that he might have even mentioned in the podcast like he still drives like a Corolla. Like, can you imagine being like that successful and have that kind of money, and like,
Well, dude,
not only are you successful, but your wife is also incredibly successful and
well,
would
it's
have
like,
a
dude,
bunch
there's
of
this
money.
video
It's like,
going around right now of like Jeff Bezos back in the day, like when he first made it big and like he was worth like fucking however many billion or whatever, and he was literally driving around this old beat up Honda Accord, and he's just like, there's nothing wrong with this car. But now you look at Jeff Bezos, and he's like fucking.
He's gone
ripped
ultra
and fucking
douche.
and he's gone to
shit,
space
bro.
and
Yeah,
shit.
he's turned all ultra douchey.
The money
Yeah, I just
finally
think
got
it's
to him.
hilarious the parallels from back then when he first made his money to like having it for a while, and now he's just
But, like,
balling.
Even Warren Buffett, who's considered one of the richest people in the world, like that dude does not drive a Rolls Royce. He drives like a very, very simple, economical car. And it's weird to say now because, like, think about this. Remember when BMW wasn't like a basic car? Like,
I still kind of don't feel that they are, but like I do remember when I was younger seeing Mercedes and BMWs. And like, if
Yeah.
your buddy's parents had one, it definitely meant more. Now it's like,
now I
get
can-
a BMW for the same price as a Kia. So
yeah, like I
don't
can
know.
go pick up a BMW for $4,000 or $5,000 used, and it's
Dude,
great.
not even like you can buy a brand new, like if you went out and you bought like a brand new like 3 Series BMW, right? Like you can literally go buy a Kia that costs the same amount of money.
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's true.
Like you go buy like one of those Kia Optima Stingers, like that's probably going to cost more than a 3 Series unless you're getting like an
The-
M.
I think the only difference is that your maintenance costs are probably a lot less with that Kia because parts for that
yeah.
Kia are going to be way fucking cheaper than the BM.
That's definitely true. Like just the oil you probably have to put in it. Like an oil change for a BMW probably costs dumb amounts. Just
It's
like
only
a
$100.
brake job. Yeah, but a brake job ain't $100. Like
Yeah,
Well,
$100 compared to a $40.
So your BMW
Oil change.
brake job probably is still your $150 brake job unless you have a racing package. If you got a racing package on it,
I bet you any money that like that even like their base ones are like slotted fucking rotors. They'll have like discs all the way around.
If we're talking about the
It'll-
3 Series, yeah, for sure.
yeah, I mean if you're going to go the full, all right, if you're going to do the full rotors too, but you shouldn't have to do rotors. You
No, but
shouldn't
I
have
just
to.
mean like a full brake job. You know what I mean?
But, like-
anyways, it doesn't really matter. It's still gonna cost more than a fucking Chevy or a Ford or a
What's-
Honda for that matter.
What sets those guys apart with their brake job is literally the funniest thing ever. Because I did a brake job on a BMW and I did one on a Mercedes that had these, and it's the weirdest thing ever. It's electronic brake pad sensors, and they're literally a wire that's attached at the wheel hub, basically, and it slots into the brake pad. So that way, as your brake pad wears down, eventually this little sensor makes contact with the rotor and says, "Oh shit, you don't have enough brake pad left. You need a a pad change now." And it sets off the
Yeah, you
light
need brake
inside.
service.
Yeah, it sets off a brake service light inside the fucking car, so oh, it's time to get my pads done.
That's kind of handy.
It's brilliant. More car
That's
like
better than like the old school technique of like that little
waiting
piece
for
of
the
metal.
grind.
And then once you hear like this metal fucking grinding, you're like, all right, well, apparently I'm at my fucking limit.
The worst
I better
part
fucking
is-
get this done.
At that point, you've already gone too far because you're hearing yourself scrape your rotor.
Yeah, and now you need new rotors, so they have to get machined.
You know,
Cars
like-
are so fucking expensive, bro.
It's the weirdest thing.
Being a
'Cause
responsible car owner is like it's not easy. Like
It's not. It's not. And the best thing I think I ever did for myself was get like a really, really big piece of shit for a first car. So I had to learn
Oh, dude.
to work on it a bit. Like
Bro.
I had a Chevy Cavalier, boys.
Oh, you want to know what I had, son? I had an 88 Dodge Dakota. All right. That I
Dude,
ended
that's
up
the
at a-
old ugly style, bro.
Yeah, it was. But I got it for $750, and I ended up having to put $1,200 into it before I could even fucking drive it. Not realizing it because I bought this thing, started driving it home, got halfway home, and then it just died because apparently the fuel pump was bad, the tank was bad, so I had to get all new fucking fuel tank, fuel pump, all that. And then I ended up fucking there was a point where I was putting more transmission fluid in it than I was probably gas.
Oh
'Cause
my God.
I had a terrible fucking leak, and then I tried to I fucking dropped the transmission, replaced all the gaskets and shit, and it leaked even worse somehow. And so I ended up fucking scrapping the shit.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, first cars were great though. Like, I mean, sometimes I honestly, I don't know why this probably makes no sense to anybody out there other than me, but every so often, I like to look at like cars that are like around $1,000, and like, I don't know why, but like I'll sort of almost like daydream about picking it up and driving it for 6 months and seeing if it'll last for 6 months with like just putting it on the road. Because like that was the risk that I would always take when I buy used cars at the beginning of like my career of like having my own vehicles. You'd just be looking for like something that you could afford, that you could literally just put gas in. Like, I wouldn't even check the oil very often because I'd be like, yo, this car's gonna blow up before I even need to worry about an oil change. Like, let's go. Sometimes I like think about just buying some jalopy, bro, just for the old times.
I never did that, bro. I would always try to get the best bang for my buck, dude. Like, if I had to spend a little bit more to get something that I think was going to last me longer, I was going to do that.
See,
I would just be like, yo, this thing's fucking, look at this. This guy's driving this every day. My dad's got a buddy that can just sight unseen say it's certified. Let's go. Like, that's like how I did it. I'd be like, yo, I'm gonna just go to my dad's friends and pick up the certification papers, give them the $100 that it costs, because it doesn't even cost that, but that's to like kind of pretend that it passed, and then I'm fucking good.
Dude, one of my favorite fucking cars that I had, I ended up getting like after. I don't know if it was either after my Dakota or it was after my Silverado. I think it was after my Silverado, but I ended up getting a fucking Ford Escort, bro. The ZX2.
Yeah, dude. And what was that, like 97, 98 kind of thing?
I think it was a 97.
Yo, I've seen some modded out Escorts, man.
It was the like more round body version. You know what I mean? But dude, I loved that fucking car, bro. I could put like $20 in it to fill it up pretty much, and that shit would fucking get me anywhere, bro. I drove from here in Apple Valley, California, all the way up to like Santa Cruz or San Jose on like one tank of gas, bro. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. That's like a 8-hour drive.
Yeah, dude. I remember I actually had a 95 Ford Escort, dude, and I drove it to Pittsburgh. Actually, no, I drove it to South Carolina. And dude, I bought this car. Like, it's funny that we're saying this because, like, dude, so me and my friends were like, we're gonna go golfing during spring break, and we're gonna go down to South Carolina. We'll go to Myrtle Beach, and so there was gonna be 6 of us, so we needed to take 2 cars. So I was like, yo, my car is not gonna fucking make it, and like I think that this car is about done because like the clutch was starting to slip, and I was like, I'm gonna have to spend a bunch of money to get a new clutch, get it installed, because I can't do that. It's beyond my scope of skill as like a 21 or 2-year-old dude. And I was like, I'm just gonna buy a new car. So I ended up seeing this car, and the guy wanted $1,000 for it, and I went and looked at it, and I was like, nah, I can't do it. Like 2 weeks later, I'm like still looking for a car, and I see the same car is now listed for $500, and I was like, yo, that car was worth $1,000. I just didn't really have $1,000, and so like I'm gonna go back down. I'll talk to him, see what I can do. I go down there, dude. I paid $400. It was a 95 Ford Escort GT. It was a 5-speed manual. It had like a bunch of options, and I fucking literally went there with like a 10-day permit, paid him $400, drove it home. The thing had like no exhaust. It had like this like ricer exhaust, but like it was so fucking loud that the drone on the highway home had me like feeling like queasy. I get home, whatever, dude. Like within like a week, I drove that car all the way to fucking South Carolina. It was like probably over 1,000 miles one way. And dude, the whole way down, it worked like a dream, bro. I fucking put on like I actually put a muffler on it. And dude, it was fucking amazing. On the way home though, I was like real tired. So and we partied real hard that whole time, right? So like my buddy, thank God, you know, he was there and he knew how to drive manual. Like he ended up driving for me for like an hour because we came back and we were coming in through like West Virginia and there was fucking snowstorm. And at that point, bro, I'd slept like maybe 10 hours over like a 4 or 5 day period. And the night before we left, like I just got fucking lit up. And we left at like 4 in the afternoon, like a bunch of idiots, when we knew we had like a 16-hour drive. Like I'm like, yeah, we'll just drive through the whole thing, get home, and we'll be good. And he ended up driving it, but like at one point he was driving, he's like, bro, the cruise control stopped working. And I'm like, oh no, this is bad. Like, is this car just gonna fucking blow up? Like, it fucking was so good this whole way down, and while we were down there, like, and all it was like, I think that some sensor ended up getting too much snow on it, and it didn't want to let the cruise control go even when we kind of got on the clear highways. Because like, if you're, just for the record, everybody out there, if you don't drive that often in bad weather, you never use cruise control when the roads are really wet or there's snow. You just don't do it, because your computer will just tell it to give it a bunch of gas. Next thing you know, you have your fucking tires spinning when you're doing, 65 miles an hour, and your car's just pinning it because it's trying to fucking go, and it has no traction. But yeah, man, that fucking car, 95, and it was hunter green, bro. It was a fun ass car to drive, man. It was pretty peppy. It had like a real good feel for the road. Bro, it's the only car I've ever had that had a sunroof too. It was dope.
See, that's what the shit that made me love the Saab I have now, because like it's got the turbo, it's a inline 4, it's easy to maintain, it's fucking super generous with gas mileage. You know what I mean? Like I don't drive very far right now. Obviously, I live super close to work, so like tank of gas is lasting just over a week, easy. But that thing, when it's at its peak, like fresh tires and it's, everything's good, dude, that car whips. And it's one of the safest cars on the damn road, because that thing was built and engineered for safety. It's built by fucking jet manufacturers. So dude, like
Saabs are cool, but you know what? Like, this is the one thing, right? When I was younger, I always wanted like a Saab. Like, I think it's a 9.3 Aero.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the 2-door like hatchback that has like the turbo, and there's like a special version you can get. I can't remember what it's called. It might come to me, but it's like their sport version. It's like their
combi
M version.
Yeah, it's the combi.
No, well, it could very well be, but that's not the name that I'm thinking of. I might like Google it right after this, but I remember I wanted one so bad, and like everyone would be like, "Yo, Snyder, don't do it, because like you that's gonna be so expensive to get fixed. Like, even if you can do this shit yourself, I bet you all the parts are gonna be like 3 times as much money as like every other vehicle you ever drove." Because I always drove like domestic,
which they're not wrong.
Just drove Jeep. No, it might have been called it Aero.
Yeah, so
had, like Aero packaging or something.
Yeah, the Aero package is a little bit sportier design. I have a linear package on mine. Mine's the 9.3, and mine's the first model year that GM manufactured it in the U.S. And so like mine has one major principal flaw to it: the electrical is garbage. And so like I'm constantly chasing electrical gremlins. And like right now, the one that's driving me nuts,
so it's
because
like so many other European vehicles.
Yeah, like I have an issue right now with the resistor wiring for my heater. So like sometimes my fan blower works, sometimes it doesn't, and it's because the wiring's all fucked. But to get the proper wiring harness, it's not something that you can get anywhere but Saab. You have to order it from as an OEM part. So it's like it's a challenge sometimes, because you pay the fuck up when you need those pieces, because Saab still manufactures parts for their cars, but they're expensive as hell because they come from Europe. But I'll tell you, like, there's a dude in the in a neighborhood around the way from me. He's got one of the like OG, like, it's probably, if I'm guessing, because I've never had a chance to talk to the guy about it, it's probably late 80s, if not the early 90s. So it's got the like real boxy frame, but it's the fully loaded package. So it's got the hatchback, it's got the fucking little wiper blades on the headlights, like, it's killing it. It's straight killing it. And it's the turbo, so you know it's gonna fucking just scream when you open it up. Ah, so much fun.
Dude, I'm literally, it's like a mission for me to find out what this was. I have a feeling that I won't find it. I used to know it.
I would say, because it's the Audi calls it a Quattro package, right? And that's the same package I think.
I want to say that it started with a V, but I don't remember enough of it.
All right, because there's the Aero, the linear, and then there's something else. I know what you're thinking, and I can't think of it either right now.
All I can remember is like it, you know, it was like a 5-cylinder, maybe even turbo, and it was like 250 plus horsepower, and I was like, let's go. Like, I'm used to driving these Cavaliers with like 120. Like, give me double the power in basically the same vehicle. Let's go.
Yeah, the cars that car's a lot of fun, man. I really hope, like, when I drive that car right now, like this model version, because it's that GM version, it's very reminiscent of some of the BMW models and some of the Audi models that are out there, and it makes me want to get one of those kind of cars when I upgrade from this thing, because man, as much fun as this car is, I would love to get something that's a little more up to date. Because that car was like fancy for its time in 04, but this is 2022.
Yeah, dude, like face fucking have more shit.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even have a TPMS sensor in that car, man. I don't even know when my tire pressure drops.
I've been really enjoying my new one.
Yeah, nice. Dude, that's fine. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. And it was no diss earlier about Kias.
Oh no, dude. Them, honestly, dude, like. This is the thing, man.
Kia's had its ups and downs, man.
Like they had their time where they did make really shitty cars, but over the years they've like definitely stepped their game up, and they.
Dude, it's like Hyundai's, right? Like,
yeah. Well, they
before
are.
You were even born, Hyundai ponies, bro. They were like the biggest piece of shit cars I'd ever see, and like now Hyundai makes some nice shit.
Well, Hyundai and Kia are the same people, so.
Oh, okay.
They're like within the same umbrella.
Yeah. Just like Scion is a Toyota.
Kia didn't come to Canada, I don't think, till like 2000 or 2000.
Yeah, this was like a recent thing, I think. But anyway, like I upgraded from like what did I have before 2019 Forte to like the new 2021. And dude, just like that, like of course the one I have now is not the hatch, which is kind of a bummer. I kind of like having hatchback just because the extra space to like fucking move shit around if I needed to or whatever. And I kind of like the look of the hatchback somewhat. But dude, this one, dude, it just drives so smooth. It's got like all the cool little like backup camera.
Does it have a push button start?
No, that's the thing I'm kind of bummed about because my other one did and this one doesn't.
But can you press a button on your key fob and start it?
No.
Oh. So I can't tell mine either, but
yeah, dude.
Like that's what I liked about my other one though, is like I never had to take my key out of my pocket because it was keyless entry. Everything I just walk up, fucking push the little button on the door, fucking walk, get in. You know what I mean?
Dude, I remember when I bought my car in 2013, I could have got one that had the keyless, but like it was an extra like $3,000 or $4,000, and I was like, yo, like if you're gonna spend that much, you might as well get like the next car up, not the better of this car.
But with this one, it's got like all the nice little like fucking collision sensor, so like it senses like if you're like too close to somebody, the lane assist thing, so like if you're like getting close to the lane, it beeps or whatever, and like all that sort of stuff, which is actually kind of nice because like when it honestly kind of just helps keep you in the lane by itself. Like as long as you've got your hand on the wheel, it literally will, you could feel it moving the wheel to keep you in the lane.
Yeah, it's
Bro,
wild.
that's a fucking Kia. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's not like not enough to where you can take your fucking hands off.
Yeah,
the
no,
fucking
I
wheel.
wouldn't.
Like,
Yeah,
'cause
I would never
it
say
will
anyone should do
drift
that.
enough if you're not like got at least a grip on it, but you could feel it at least adjusting minute amounts and shit. And honestly, I turn it off now, and it's weird driving without it because I'm so used to it now.
Because there's like this certain, because there's like a certain resistance that you feel when it starts
in
to
the
work
wheel.
against you.
Yeah, so it's like I turn it off on the wheel, and the wheel's just like real
Yeah.
fucking.
It's loose
Like,
now all of a
yeah.
sudden. It's weird, yeah. Because like when I worked for Jeep, obviously we would go take vehicles for test drives to make sure that we actually got what we needed to fixed. And experiencing that for the first time was weird, especially because like some of them have the collision avoidance system too.
Yeah.
And so like you would come up to a stoplight where you would have like, people will sometimes wedge up beside you to take a right while you're going to go straight. And like you would feel the car just nudge itself to the left real quick to like give it this extra little
mine doesn't
foot of
have
space.
But it will
Weird.
apply the brakes if you're getting too close to somebody.
Oh, see, like I didn't experience anything like that, but they did that too. And like it's such a trip that they can do that. But like I'll say this, I would rather have a physical key over the keyless any day, because that keyless system, the number of times I watched those fail in my short time working at the dealership compared to people who have a key that can just stab it and go is pretty impressive.
I had my thing die on me a few times, which sucks because then you have to sit there and like push it up against the button and hopefully it fucking reads it.
Well,
You don't have your spare.
even the at the car side, right? Like the wiring on the other end of the button can fail. Now, even pushing it with the fob won't work.
Yeah.
Sometimes the connection from that button to the ECU will fail, and it doesn't work. And so it's like that shit sketches me out. I just want to put a key in, turn it, and go.
It's got like all these different modes on this one too. Like it's got like your normal just drive mode. It's got a sports mode on it, and then it's got like this weird smart mode, I guess, that like apparently just like records your driving habits and like adjusts to your driving style. I guess.
Interesting.
I haven't used it yet because that kind of trips me out because I don't want it recording my driving habits.
So is it like a suspension thing when you change those?
It's like a acceleration thing, everything. Like when I go into the sports mode, like I can like go higher in the RPMs before it'll shift, and like not only that, but like I can also pop into like the manual shift mode or whatever. I could do that in any of the modes, but like it allows me to, if I wanted to, I can
Unless you tack a little higher while in automatic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. See, like that shit's cool because that's where
it comes in handy, like going up hills and shit.
That's where the smart mode, I think, is meant to play in, though, right? Because then it recognizes how you drive, where you like it to shift, and it would, I assume, start to adjust so that, okay, well, he actually seems to prefer to shift up here at 35 instead of 25, so we'll start shifting at 35 instead and give him a little more power in this gear, and that would be dope. If you could train your automatic to shift where you want it, dope.
I feel like you probably could, but you'd have to be like a skilled tuner.
I mean, just from being in that smart mode.
I'd have to mess with it.
You know what I mean? Like that's one of those, get the owner's manual, start reading it, figure out what the hell is it all it is.
Just push a button and then it just does it.
Yeah, but I mean, so you understand like what it's doing in detail.
Do you know what? Okay, so part of me thinks like, dang, dude, that's fucking crazy. That's cool. I love that like shit like that's happening. But at the same time, it like scares me and I wish it didn't exist. Because I genuinely just love driving. I love being in control. I love having a manual because I love the idea of like being in control of the vehicle, and like that is all part of driving to me, and that's what feels right, and I never want that to go away. So like already in my brain I'm like fighting with the idea that at one point I will have no option but to drive an automatic car that probably like does a bunch of shit for me. Like there'll be a bunch of mandatory features that like will alert people. Like my insurance company will find out that like I'm turning off all these sensors and like it will fucking penalize me. Like that is scary.
That's part of the reason
man.
why I don't want to do the record thing, because I don't want that shit to record my driving habits.
Yeah, dude, that's why I would never go one of those things. They're like, "Yo, put this in your car for a month, and we'll give you whatever rate."
Yeah, because
like,
there's
it's
sometimes
worthwhile. It's like,
where
no.
I like to put it in sports mode when there's no one else around, and
Yeah, what happens if you're about to miss a turn and you like hammer the brakes on real good and fucking make your turn? Like that's gonna affect your over. Like no. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you're in a rush. Sometimes
Miss me with that
turn.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like, yo, you're pulling U's.
I
Points.
Well, I mean, shit. Even from like a mechanic's standpoint, right? As a person who, when I started driving, I had my shit box. I had to learn to service it myself. Nowadays, being able to service your own vehicle is so difficult because you actually have to have computer software to communicate with the computer tech that's inside your car in order to fix certain problems.
Dude, not only that, man, there's so much bullshit that's like on top of stuff for you to get at it. And there's a lot more electronics. And if you're working on like even cars into the early 90s, the computers were like very limited. And so much of the stuff was so much simpler to work on. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
but like a simple fuel injection system is no big deal, though, when you think about like start-stop systems.
Yeah, but dude, it was easier when you had like a carburetor.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean?
Just
like,
fucking carburate that shit, bro.
Like, I don't know about
that
James.
Air cleaner lid and just get that roar from that carburetor. If you had like a V8.
There are cars now that like they have these start-stop systems in them, so that when you come to a stop,
dude,
it shuts your engine off for a second.
Yeah, it blows my mind whenever
I
I'm had
a loaner car when one of my cars was getting worked on in the past that had that, and it was the weirdest thing, bro. I was like, when it first time I was like, fuck, the car died, and I tried to start it, and it was like, and it like did this weird like beeping thing, like it was already on. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yep.
I was tripping, dude.
And then you hit the gas and you hear the whole fucking engine start, and you're like, what the?
All of a sudden, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude, it's fucking weird, man.
The first time I pulled up next one, it tripped me out too. I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Why did he turn his car off?
He knows it's just a red light, right? Like he's not pulled over right now.
I was like, dude, you're gonna waste more gas than you're saving doing that, right?
Dude, that's what I was always told too, and it makes me wonder how they've like bypassed that, because like I can't imagine, because everyone's racing to get the best mileage too.
So
like
allegedly, the idea is that you actually, over the length of time, don't waste gas doing that, because we spend so much time sitting idling, wasting fuel and putting out bad, carbon emissions, that by us hitting a stop and where we would otherwise idle.
Most of those vehicles that have that are hybrid vehicles, so I feel like at that point they're not necessarily running off of the gasoline part when you're running around town anyway. They're running off the electrical side of the motor.
Oh, dude, no, there's a lot of cars, like you can get Chevy Cruzes come standard after like 2017 with start stop and every automatic transmission.
Almost every Jeep has them now.
I thought it was a hybrid thing. I never knew that.
No.
But I think that also like it wasn't just you waste gas, but I always thought like that's a fucking sure way to burn out your starter. Like that's the way that you know what I mean?
So the way that the technology works is you have two batteries. So you have your main battery that's under the hood that you're familiar with, that is responsible for the initial start of your vehicle. And then you have a start-stop battery, usually located underneath the driver's seat. So what happens is the start-stop battery is now responsible for sending the signal to restart the car afterward. So it's not going to the same starter solenoid that the initial start when you start your car first thing in the morning. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So like, so that's the whole premise behind it, is that it's not even the same electrical system that is restarting your car in the start-stop system. All of your electrical components that are running in the car are running off the main battery under the hood, and the little start-stop battery underneath your seat is strictly there just to restart it and kick it back on from that stop point. And the trick to bypass it is to, when you start to come to the stop, let it roll for a second and you'll bypass it.
Dude, just like 2-foot it.
Basically.
Your foot on the brake and the gas.
Like literally all you do is like you just let off the gas or let off the brake to let it roll for a second and then put your foot back on the brake again. And you basically bypass the start stop. Or you can actually turn it off in the settings. But yeah, because obviously we as technicians weren't going to turn that feature off on a client's vehicle. We would just roll at the stop for a second and it would trick it, and then you'd be stopped and the engine would stay running and it wouldn't be obnoxious.
I guess it's like anything, right? Like where at certain points you know whatever you're using, like vehicle or tool, whatever it happens to be. Like at a certain point you just know what's up.
It's all those little tricks you figure out. And that's the thing. Like, I know it worked for a Jeep. I have no idea if that's going to work for, a Kia or a Chevy.
I'll tell you one thing, though. The whole lane assist thing helps for dripping while driving.
Dude, I was just thinking that earlier. Like, when you were talking about that, I was like, yo, because, like, sometimes you might even just be, like, trying to grab something out of your bag real quick. And you'll,
bro.
like, take your eyes off for the second.
I got the mod in the hand that's on the wheel. And
And it's just helping you stay perfect.
Yeah,
oh, that's
like,
sick.
yo, guide me.
I do not condone doing this.
No, 100%. Not condoning this kind of activity.
I'm just saying.
No, but dude, even if you're like opening up a water bottle, right? Like instead
dude,
of
it
like,
helps with
moving,
anything, bro. Because you can kind of like, not only that, but it's got the little fucking collision thing. So like, if you have to glance away to like grab your drink or something, it's gonna fucking like, if something crazy happens, it's gonna let you know. Because dude, like it starts beeping like a good distance before you're like to like hey, you're getting close to this car.
And then it gets more frantic.
And then once you get closer, it actually starts hitting the brakes. Which is actually,
that's great. Like, that's great. If I had like a teenage child, you know what I mean? And I was going to get them a car and I could get them like a used car that had some of those things, I'd be like,
dude, the fucked up part though is when you got some asshole in front of you that like does like some brake checking shit or like cuts you off or whatever. And then all of a sudden it just starts beeping all crazy and you're just like, oh, what the fuck's going on?
It's like you're in a plane and it's about to go down.
Yeah.
I tell you what though, I would have loved to have that, the one time I actually got into a fender bender, because it would have stopped me from tapping that girl. Like, it wasn't like a bad, it was like, 15 mile an hour because we were stuck in traffic and it was stop and go. And I thought we were good. And I looked down to go change the radio station real quick. And by the time I looked back up, she was already at a complete stop in front of me. And I was not stopping fast enough. You know what I mean? Like, that would have been fucking super handy.
Been like, yo, fuck your drink. Grab that, hit the brakes.
That's it. Yeah, that's it, man. Safety features are cool. I'm digging the whole heads up display things that are happening now, where they're like projecting it onto your windshield.
That's kind of cool. I don't know if I would like that as much. I feel like for me it'd be kind of distracting. But then at the same time, I can't really say that because there's a lot of times where I've got like my phone literally stuck to the dash with like my fucking. Well, I don't even need my maps up there because that pops up on my fucking. Dude, I wish that I could figure out how to like get like fucking YouTube and shit to play.
No, that'd be terrible. Are you fucking kidding yourself? You don't want that.
No, just because there's stuff that I'd like to listen to that I put on YouTube because there's not fucking other. Anyways,
I've done it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
like back in the day.
All right.
Back in the day, I would have to go pick up my wife from work.
But it'd be nice when I'm sitting at fucking my break at work and I could literally plug my phone into my fucking car and watch it on the bigger screen instead of on my phone.
No, that would be cool.
That would be dope. Like, I would at least watch it on my phone and like just listen to like the Omies, for example, while it was live, and just like go drive to pick my wife up and just have the show on and we stay connected with the whole program.
I just hook it up to my fucking thing and I have to play it through the Bluetooth anyway. But
I know we got a homie of ours all the way out in Kuwait. Shout out to Aziz. Whatever system homeboy got in his car, he can do that.
It's like, which car, bro?
Yeah, facts. But
Dude, I was seeing this thing the other day where it's literally like almost like a fucking iPad thing that like would pop up out of the fucking dash. And
Dude, those Teslas, bro.
like
The Teslas have a
you can play
fucking
games.
screen. It's fucking huge.
it's wild.
you can
I haven't
play
actually
games and
looked
shit while
inside of
you're
like a
driving.
brand new car in a long time because I don't want to buy another brand new car. But I know that there's some wild shit going on.
Dude, the owner of the place I work has a Tesla. Well, one of the owners does, and it's like a goddamn spaceship. It's fucking crazy when you see inside that thing. It's like the cockpit of some like jet or space shuttle or something wild. It's unbelievable how far that technology has come just in our own lifetimes.
No, well, dude, that's like an entire other topic that we've kind of touched on in the past, but like the amount of movement and things that we've seen in our lives is fucking crazy. Like the generation before us is clearly more, but just the fact that like we're more receptive to the idea of like all of the technology, like all the tech that's happened in the last like 35, 40 years has been crazy.
I mean, yeah, it's insane. And I genuinely think that there will come a point, like we've seen in sci-fi movies, where we won't even drive cars anymore. They'll just be little levitating pods or whatever, and we'll like step into it. It'll take us where we're going, and then we'll step back into it. It'll take us back where we need to be.
Remember that movie with like Arnold Schwarzenegger where he, it was like they were cloning the dogs, and then it turned out that they were cloning people.
Oh fuck!
Do you guys remember that movie? James, do you remember that movie? I feel like that's the kind of movie you would have watched.
Which
Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was like, he went to go get his dog or his daughter a dog for her birthday or Christmas or something, and it was a clone dog, and this place could literally keep cloning the same dog, so like you could have the same dog your whole life.
I don't remember that one at all.
No,
Dude, it
it's a
sounds
fucking good
super
movie.
familiar.
I want to say it's not a racer.
The only like clone thing that I remember sort of situation
The
with
Sixth
Arnold Schwarzenegger
Day
was like twins or whatever, him and Danny DeVito.
A world of the very near future in which cattle, fish, and even family pet can be cloned, but cloning humans is illegal. That is, until family man Adam Gibson comes home from work to one day find a clone has replaced him.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay. That is the sixth day. Check that out.
That is the sixth day. Yep.
Check that out, dude. Honestly, it's great.
El
It's a good
Six
movie.
Dia.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, dude.
I'm immediately reminded of it once I saw the cover, because it's this like ridiculous photo of Arnold in this contraption that's like it's about to suck his goddamn eyes out or some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
I don't think I've ever seen that, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, it came out in 2000,
Yep.
so it's 22 years old.
It's PG-13, so you can watch it with your teenage children.
Dude, Arnold's been in so many damn movies.
Yo.
They're great.
Are you ready for a mind blower?
Yeah.
Michael Rappaport's in that movie.
I think that he is. I think that I remember that now.
I mean, I know that he is because that's what Google tells me, and Google doesn't lie, right?
No. That is
That
true.
he is.
Done.
No, I'm telling you, but no, I think he
So,
is.
but like I'm reading it. He's there.
like no, I'm telling you right now. And for those of you who have Encore,
I can remember.
if you have Encore and you watch movies on that platform on your cable, it will actually be on soon. Unfortunately, by the time you hear this, I don't know if it will be on again, but I was looking and seeing that there's a bunch. So it's still in syndication being played on Encore. So you guys can watch it if you haven't seen it. It did not do well on
No, it's
Rotten
actually got a terrible
Tomatoes.
rating. But I honestly I remember enjoying it, and I think I even watched that in the theaters.
So this is the funny thing, right? 5.9 out of 10 on IMDb. It got a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes, but 80% of people like this movie based on Google users. So You know, fuck
So
a critic,
people-
make
the
up your
people
own
like it.
mind. Yeah.
Here's the
People
thing,
like it,
bro.
film critics
How
not
many
so much.
times have critics got it wrong?
Well, all right. So this is a thing, right? Is that like I feel like film critics are film critics for a reason. They are viewing it from a whole different perspective.
And it's in the term critic. They're critical.
This is
know
like
what I
that
mean?
conversation
They're
we
being
were
critical.
having at the beginning about the A-list, B-list actor thing, right? Like
There's criteria.
to a film critic, they're looking at it from a just strictly numbers, scientific kind of a mathematical perspective. And the average film viewer, they're just watching a movie to enjoy a fucking movie because Arnold Schwarzenegger's in a new sci-fi flick and, hey, Terminators were fun, so let's watch this new one. And they're like, hey, that was a pretty fun ride.
But see, that's what makes me wonder. Like, I wonder what like the critics thought of some of his other movies, because like, there's not really any movie that Arnold Schwarzenegger was like the main character in that I didn't enjoy. Like,
Dude,
I can't
like
think of one.
what did Kindergarten Cop rate as before?
Okay, hold
Yeah,
on.
dude, that was a great movie, man.
I'm looking this up right now because that
the amount
gets
of one-liners from that movie alone are
that
fucking-
gets treated as like a B movie too. Like
I
that
know,
was
and I love that.
1990, also PG-13. That
They
one
had that little short lady from that terrible show. I can't remember what it is. NCIS LA or something.
Yeah.
that one
I think
took
it was just the Vegas one.
that one took 6.2 on IMDb, 51% on Rotten Tomatoes,
Yeah,
and
see?
61% on Metacritic, whoever that is. However, Google users 89% like the movie.
Boom.
Yeah, see?
Fucking Google users for the win. Let's go. I agree with Google users.
Now I'm gonna go with one of my favorite oddball. This isn't even B. It's probably C list for Arnold. Christmas movie, Jingle All the Way.
Dude, Jingle, no, that's fucking like that's up there, dude. Him and Sinbad, they killed that shit.
Dude, that movie's hysterical.
Phil Hartman was fucking dope.
Yeah, dude, that movie's hysterical. It's got such ridiculous lines. Oh my god. Who said you could eat my cookies? You've got Arnold running down the street. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen.
Dude, that fucking movie is so fucking sick, though.
It's turbo time. It's fucking ridiculous. Oh my god.
But yeah, Phil Hartman was in that, and then Phil Hartman. Do you remember that movie that Phil Hartman was in? With excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. He was in another movie with Sinbad. It's called House Guest. You ever see that movie?
Oh, I remember House Guest.
Bro, I used
Vaguely.
to love Phil Hartman back in the day. Like when I watched news radio, I was watching it for I was watching it for Dave Foley too. So I have like a soft spot for Kids in the Hall. But like
Ugh,
Phil
Kids in the
Hartman
Hall's
was so
great.
dope in that. I don't even think about Joe Rogan in that. His character wasn't even good.
So
No offense, Joe Rogan.
IMDb gives 5.7 to Jingle All the Way. You get a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh.
A lot of hate on Rotten Tomatoes, apparently. And I'm not actually getting a Google take as far as what the Google fans say. So I'm not really sure.
Dude, if that's not pushing 80%, I don't even understand this planet.
I mean, it's in my opinion, it is one of my favorite, most ridiculous Christmas movies. It got 34% on the Metacritic website. But, all right, Amazon.com, it gets a 4.7
Out of 5?
out of 5.
Let's go. All right. That's good enough for me. I agree.
And, yeah, Amazon.com is a pretty good selection of the entire world. So if they're going to give it 4.7, I think that's just as equal to the Google rating. But yeah, man, like the critics don't always pull it and get it right. Like Arnold's got some classics. Like let's see, Terminator 2: Judgment Day, probably his biggest classic film, right? Let's see what they said. That one's 8.5 on IMDb, 93% Rotten Tomatoes, 75% Metacritic, 95% like this movie based on Google users.
Wow. Okay, so that's like a sweep.
You know what movie we watched yesterday has nothing to do with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I thought it was crazy that it was Corey's first time seeing it. was Airheads, bro.
Yeah, dude. When I heard that, I was like appalled, and I was like, "And what'd you think?" And he just like kind of giggled because I knew that he was gonna like it.
It was fucking, dude, just as great as
Pip, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Dude,
Now-
like honestly, Brendan Fraser was like a guilty pleasure of mine. Like,
That, dude, in those
certain
days,
movies-
bro, like Encino Man. Like,
God, I love Encino.
dude, Pauly
man.
Shore in those days was like a guilty pleasure for me too, bro. Like,
Oh yeah, dude.
Son-in-law,
bro.
So
in the army
in
now.
the army now, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Airheads, all right. Same line of questions. Here you go. 6.1 based on IMDb critics.
Wow.
You ready for Rotten Tomatoes? I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. 25% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
However, the people 89%.
Fuck yeah, the people.
Of
Let's
Google.
go, Google
Yes.
users.
So shout out to Google users for being correct.
Dude, here's like an episode in the future. It's like we're gonna just basically think of movies, see what they rated, and then cheer them on for like them being highly rated.
Here we go again, because we all just apparently loved Encino Man, right? 5.8 from IMDb out of 10. 17% by Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Whoever Letterboxd is gave it a 2.8 out of 5, but 86% of the people
Let's go.
love
For real.
some Encino Man.
Dude, Biodome.
course.
Yes!
Dude, Biodome, that was fucking so good.
I want to watch all these movies now.
I know, like I want to have a marathon of these films now. All right. Oh,
Dude, I feel like Biodome got terrible ratings.
dude, this one hurts. I love Biodome. This has a very soft spot in my heart for
I feel
my
like it
whole
does
life.
for everybody.
4.5 out of 10 on IMDb. 4% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yikes.
4%.
Yikes. And Metacritic, with the harshest of criticism apparently, at 1%. So
Wow.
Metacritic's like not even worth watching. Rotten Tomatoes doesn't seem to think it's worth watching. 75% of Google users got love for Biodome.
What? Biodome was fantastic. They don't know what they're
Dude.
doing.
Free mahi mahi, free
Yeah,
mahi mahi,
nice.
if you will. Oh my god! Honestly, Biodome might be
Purple
part.
Sticky Punch, bro.
That movie might be part of the reason why I am eco-conscious to this day.
Dude, Pauly Shore, bro.
Dude, Pauly
Dude,
Shore.
who was in it? It was him and Stephen Baldwin, right?
Yep, him, Stephen Baldwin. Who else is in that cast?
Dude, I just
Pauly Shore,
recently
Stephen
listened-
Baldwin, Joey Lauren Adams,
Yeah, that was
Kylie
like
Minogue. That's right.
Dude, I just listened to him on a podcast not too long ago. I forgot who with.
Pauly Shore.
Yes.
Jack Black's in that movie.
Oh, it was with I think it was it Bert Kreischer?
I have no idea, dude.
I don't know, but it was a good podcast, bro.
How do I not remember the Tenacious D moment in Biodome?
Dude, they could have been like as a part of the party that they had at the Biodome.
It must be because he appears. Jack Black appears as Tenacious D.
Yeah, so like that's probably what it was. It was probably like when they had the party at the Biodome, and then
It must be.
afterwards they locked it down,
It must be.
or it was like a part previous to them going into the Biodome.
Oh man, these movies are fucking classics. I'm so disappointed that the critics hate those films, but I'm not.
I really
surprised.
could care less. So like honestly, all that makes me think is that every single one of those like critics doesn't look for what I'm looking for, or they're just fucking hoity-toity idiots that can't even laugh at shit that's funny. It has to
So-
be smart funny. It can't just be funny.
Ouch. I feel personally attacked, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. I gotta cut deep if I'm gonna fucking come out. You know, I gotta come hard.
That's fair. I wanted to know this one real quick. The Blair Witch Project. I have to know, right?
Dude, I can't imagine that's gonna get good ratings.
6.5 through IMDb. which I'm actually shocked it's that high. Rotten Tomatoes. Are you ready for this? 86%.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
What? And 86% for the Blair Witch Project. I'm talking the original, none of the sequels. The original.
I figured that you were talking about the original. Yeah.
Dirt cheap, $200,000 fucking budget movie. 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. I am astonished.
What's Google users for that one though?
I don't have a Google users for it, but
Damn you, Google.
Amazon's given us a 4.2 out of 5.
So that's in the 80%. 84.
I am blown away, honestly, that like that movie from the film critic perspective gets that high of a rating.
Maybe maybe it was just like it was original at the time.
Well, I was gonna say yeah, maybe, because then like let's see, how do they take Paranormal Activity, right? Because that was another one that did the same shtick.
It's probably not very good. They're probably
That whole found footage.
Been done before. We don't. This isn't cool anymore.
Rotten Tomatoes 83%. All right, IMDb 6.3. So pretty consistent and in line with Blair Witch. And how about an Amazon? Because I don't have a Google. So bad Amazon doesn't want to sell it? Kidding me. Amazon sells everything.
Pretty sure. They do sell a lot of shit, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're kidding me, really? I'm surprised I haven't seen an Amazon link yet.
Dude, I'm surprised that like some of these ones, by the sounds of it, like they should be okay. So you know, like the raspberry thing, is that for like shit that's like really, really, really
the
bad?
Razzies? Yeah.
Yeah. So like you don't want to win one, right? Like there's like unless you're trying to make the worst movie possible,
isn't it? Isn't it like a parody award show, the Razzies?
I do believe. Like the idea
so
is like
you win because your shit is so bad. Is that like what happens?
Yeah, because like 2021 Razzies, they have worst picture, worst actor, and worst actress.
Man, that's like you know what? That's mean. I'm just gonna say it. That's mean. Worst, like having the worst individuals. Like I could get like the worst movies because it's like a conglomerate of people. But it's like, yo, you did the worst job,
dude. And the thing is that people actually go to those and like accept the award.
Oh, absolutely. Well, because like, you know, at the same time, like it's,
I guess any publicity is good publicity. Like that rings true there. But it's like, yo,
worst.
The one I saw that won worst actor at the Razzies.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, give me this role now. I'm gonna make you millions.
2021, Kate Hudson took home worst actress for the film Music.
What is that?
No idea. That's why she took home a worst actress.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Burn.
Worst picture was a film called Absolute Proof. And worst actor was the lead actor of the film, Michael J. Lindell.
Whoever the fuck that is.
Hopefully he's not related to the same guy from My Pillow, Mike Lindell.
Hopefully he recovers from this and he gets a reality show, which then puts him into like C-list categories where he can get like the best friend's husband's role in the next coming romantic movie, you know? Like that's what I'm hoping for, that dude.
Shout out to Adam Sandler for being the guy who'll cast him in that movie. Adam Sandler won't be in it. He'll just direct it.
So, like, hey,
it'll be a
talk
happy
about Adam
Madison
Sandler,
production.
though.
Yeah, exactly.
That went from like a regular, you know, C-list, B-list actor to actually becoming like an A-list actor there for a while.
Dude, I feel like he's still, but like he has like that different clout, right? He has like that Netflix clout now. Like, you know what I mean? He has like that
that's what I'm saying.
Production company clout.
Well, not only that, bro, but he's also broken off from the comedy shit that he's known from, and has done a couple real serious fucking roles and shown people that he does actually have some pretty good acting chops. Like when he did what was it, Uncut Gems or whatever it was.
I don't know. The first one I remember seeing him do was Punch Drunk Love, and it was serious.
Yeah, that one too. But like he started doing more of those roles, and like people are like, "Oh shit!"
I think the
It's
fun,
like, yo, this dude can act.
Yeah.
the fun thing for him is that he's at a point that he gets to pick and choose the role, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
if
he does what he wants.
if he wants to make the movie he wants to make,
Well,
he can do it, and
Yeah,
just
he
as
makes
much.
it with Netflix.
Yeah, just as much as he can turn around and accept a role in somebody's film and do something that's going to go, global.
And dude, the best part about
that
Adam
sense.
Sandler, dude, is like this guy's like one of the biggest names in like Hollywood. You know what I mean? But the dude still walks around in like some basketball shorts and an oversized T-shirt, dude. You know what I mean? Like he's just like a normal fucking dude, just doing his thing. I love fucking Adam Sandler for that, dude.
One of my, a couple of my close friends actually were extras in the movie Grown Ups.
Oh, really? The original one?
Yeah, the very first one. He was my manager, Dickie, who I've been, doing entertainment work with since I was young. He's been in the film scene since the 80s. He was in The Next Karate Kid. That was his first major feature film that he got a role in. And he's just like a little extra in it, but that was where he started. And he's continued to do that.
Probably meet Ralph Macchio, legend.
Like he's continued to do these things from, moving forward. Like he was in Spencer Confidential with Mark Wahlberg. It was the #1 fucking grossing Netflix movie for a while. So like he's been doing all those different things, but when he was doing Grown Ups, he was originally cast to play one of the guys in the crew with Colin Farrell, because one of Adam Sandler's boys couldn't make it. He was busy filming another film, and then that film had some issues, stopped production. He came along to film on Grown Ups, and my man just got dropped to being an extra on that one. So that was a bummer, because he could have had a speaking role in that movie and had some, a little bit part. But you can catch him a couple of times in a couple of scenes.
Oh, so he was like the nemesis. That's not that guy's last name. It's Colin something else, isn't it?
Colin Quinn.
Colin Quinn. Yeah.
Not Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
Colin Quinn. Yeah. So he would have been Colin Quinn, part of Colin Quinn's group.
Yeah, like with Tim Meadows and with Steve Buscemi and shit.
Yeah. He would have been part of that gang.
Buscemi, bro,
Dude,
that
he's
guy.
so fucking dope. And in Grown Ups too, he's dope too.
But like,
yeah, he's always got the "It's Good" fucking cast on.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler is exactly how people paint him, though, from the way he was saying. Like, he shows up on set and he's hanging out with everybody. He's not acting like he's a star. He's hanging out and he's down to earth. And he's like the story that I'll never forget is Dickie telling me how, like, Adam walks on the set, right? And the first thing he does, he just claps his hands. He's like, all right, I just finished a 5-hour energy. That means I got 4.5 hours to get this shit done. Let's go. Like, that was how he set the tone the day you walked on set, and it was like, all right, this is gonna be a good time, and that's what they tell me, is like, those were all good times. Like, if you wanted to learn, you had nobody was gonna stop you from like asking questions from people like even Adam Sandler and Steve Buscemi. Like, if you wanted to learn, like, what got you into things, how did you do that, how did you come up with that, they were happy to hang out and then shoot the shit. And like that's the stories you want to hear, right? You don't want to hear about people being an extra on a movie and be like, yo, no, you don't even understand. Homeboy was a fucking diva. Like, everybody says he's mad cool, but he was totally Kanye West on that set. It was stupid. Like, you don't want to hear those.
No, you definitely don't. You don't want to hear that.
You
want to hear, it's like you hearing about people. It's like lots of times when you're a kid, there'll be an actor or like an athlete that you really look up to, and you're like, yo, like, this person's got it all going on. Like, look at their life, they got like a beautiful spouse and whatever and all this cool shit, and like people all know who they are, and then you meet them and they're just like this terrible person, and you're like, wow, that ruined all those thoughts that I ever had. It's like, dang, you know what I mean?
You want to be the really cool, down-to-earth actor. You can come.
Yeah, you want to be that person that when people are like, yo, like you're my hero, like do you actually keep that dream going for them as opposed to like just shattering their entire life of like
come out here though. Come out here. You can meet Steve Carell. Like,
dude, I bet he's probably pretty chill.
He is, okay? Like, I haven't personally met him, but I know enough people who have because of the Target I used to work for, which is right up the street from where I work now. It's right around the corner from where I live. He shops in that Target regularly. And so people have run into him on a number of occasions. Like, people I worked with were like, "Yo, were you here when Steve Carell was in?" I'm like, no. Like, dude, he was here just last night. And it's like, oh man. But like, his sister owns a well-known general store a couple towns over. So like 10, 15 minutes away from here. And Steve Carell, if he's not doing anything, will sometimes just come out here and hang out with family. And it's not uncommon for people to walk into that general store and it's Steve Carell at the counter taking your money, completing a transaction. Just hanging out in his sister's store like a normal person, working the register for a little bit just to help her out. Like, that's cool as shit. That's down to earth.
No,
like, yeah, true. I'm the guy on The Office. Now give me your money and here's your Coke. Have a nice day. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm Evan Almighty.
Like, that's so amazing. Like, I might not like a lot of the stuff that he's done, but as a human being, that's cool as fuck.
Dude,
I want to hang out with him.
Like, you know, a movie that he's in that if like any listener or you guys have not seen this movie, you need to see this movie. It's called Little Miss Sunshine. If you have not seen this movie, you need to see it. Okay.
He's
it has
in it, right?
What's that?
He's the dad in it, right?
No, he's like the uncle.
Wasn't it a more serious film?
Yeah, it was more serious.
I thought so.
Yeah. He's like the quirky uncle, right?
Yeah, he's like the quirky uncle, but like he's like this like really smart dude. And he's like going through like a midlife crisis because like he just found out that his boyfriend was like sleeping with somebody else and he was losing his job and he was like an academic. Like, so he was like on a faculty somewhere at university and like he's along for this ride. But you guys, for anyone out there that has not seen, like that movie is incredible. Like,
it's a really good story.
I genuinely feel that, yeah, the story is great. All of the acting in it is incredible.
It's like one of those feel-good stories, I feel like. Because, like, there's, like, some real, like, drama aspects to it, but, like,
there's sad
really,
shit.
Like,
yeah.
It ends out, like, with, like, you feeling real good at the end.
But the little girl that's in it, she's the one she's, like, the younger sister in Zombieland.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It was like one of her big feature films that like really put her.
But she would have put her on the map, yeah, because she was probably like 7 years old.
She was in stuff before that too, but like that's the one that like really put her name out there, and she started getting a lot more bigger roles and stuff.
Yeah, I can't remember her dad's name. It's Greg something. Greg Kinnear. Does that sound right?
That is a person.
I don't know.
Greg Kinnear is a person. I don't know if that's who's in the movie, but
how do you spell that?
It's the same guy that was in As Good as It Gets with Jack Nicholson.
Oh, that's such a good movie too.
Is it with the K or a C?
It would be with a K.
Kinear.
Yeah. That dude.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Greg Kinnear, Bryan Cranston.
Yep.
Holy shit! This is a hell of a cast.
It was a good cast, bro.
No, dude, it's a killer movie, bro. If you've never seen it,
it won some awards.
If you don't like that movie, I will be disappointed.
See, like, to me,
it even been nominated for an Oscar, like straight up.
Yeah, I think it won some awards. It was definitely not.
I remember when it was being advertised and being intrigued by it. Like, to me, this is gonna sound weird, and I may have to explain it a little further. But like, to me, this is like this movie for Steve Carell is kind of like 1 Hour Photo was for Robin Williams. Robin Williams in 1 Hour Photo is a different style of movie, but it's the fact that it was hey, I might be known for silly roles, but I'm also a really good actor who can do something.
It's also like a drama. We were talking about with like Adam Sandler earlier.
Right. Like, I might be known for mostly silly roles, but I can also play a serious role and do it well.
But yeah, I think that's a movie you and Lizzie could sit down and watch and you both enjoy.
And in our to keep our theme of looking at those ratings, that one picked up a 7.8 from IMDb. Rotten Tomatoes said 91%.
I believe it, dude. It's a fantastic movie.
The story alone.
Movie.
But and then you put the actors on top of the story, and they just
dude,
make
it's
it
like
better.
there's some really funny shit in the movie too. Like it's not even like it's all sad or anything like that.
No, but it's like it's just.
I'm not gonna like say anymore.
It pulls at all the heartstrings.
It's considered a drama / comedy drama.
Yeah.
So like it's got a serious story going on, and there's
it'll like press all those buttons like you're saying about the strings. It's like
it's got all of the right.
All those emotions.
You'll laugh, you'll cry, you know.
And I think
be sad, you'll be happy.
That's key, right? Like we need more dynamic film like that, so that people can flex like that. Because that's an acting flex when you can be Steve Carell, the 40-year-old virgin, The Office, and still do a movie like that.
Yeah, because this would have came out probably after he started The Office. It came out in January 2006.
Yeah.
It's like, look, I have range, you know?
Yeah, dude, it's a great movie though. Great movie. Love that movie. As a matter of fact, man. I might try to watch that movie again.
Yeah,
at some point.
I might have to see if it's streaming on any of the services that we have available to us, and maybe the wife and I will put it on.
Like Lizzie would like it if she hasn't seen it.
Yeah, we don't watch a lot of movies because I mean, I tell you what, having made films, like worked on feature films, it's weird to watch movies now because the magic's not there. You know how it's done, and so it's like now that you know, if you're not grabbed by the storyline quickly, then you disassociate from the story and you start looking at it from like the student perspective almost. You're like, well, why did they choose to shoot it like that? You know, they should have just lit it better right over here. Why did they do that? I wonder how they got that swing pan to work that way. I don't.
Yeah, I feel sorry for you.
Did you catch that shadow? Like those are like.
I genuinely feel real bad for you right now because like
that's how. Like when I watch perfect example when I watch Walking Dead with my wife, because my wife is super absorbed into the story of The Walking Dead, right? If I am not captivated by an episode, that's how I end up watching it. I'm like, why did they do that? I wonder how they did that. Oh, that's an interesting pan. I wonder how I can recreate that pan. Oh shit, I know how they pulled that shot off. Like, that's where my brain starts going, and it becomes like a filmmaking class for me, and I just start watching it going, you can get away with this garbage? Huh. I've been overthinking that. Shit. I will never forget, there's an episode of Walking Dead where like the whole episode was so fucking dry. Boring as fuck. And then we get to the very end and there's this blocked road, and it's what's blocking the road is all set on fire. And it's an incredible shot. It's gorgeous. It's insane. And we're like, holy shit, that's a beautiful shot. And then we find out when we're watching the after show that was a practical effect. They physically built that roadblock to set it on fire over and over again to get those shots. And I go, well, that's why the whole fucking episode was boring. They blew the budget on that damn practical effect.
Yeah. On another note, I need to get more high here. Do I go with a sativa, an indica, or a hybrid?
Well, it looks to me like we've been putting in a good episode. I think it's time for you to, get your relaxation on, because I know I finished off my Pinot Grande, which was the sativa, and now I'm moving into this Bubba OG.
I didn't pick this up, Sean, and I feel like we need to look up this lineage right now.
Dude, I picked up some more fucking GMO yesterday at the dispensary. Oh,
gang.
Let's go. I told them when I was there, first of all, I was like, big ups, like talking up the fucking Dynavap to the dude. But like, he was absolutely floored that I knew what GMO stood for. And he's like, bro, he's like, like as much as the people working behind the counter. So I'm like, oh, it's like, as a matter of fact, I do this podcast. You have to check it out sometime.
Yo, speaking of this podcast, real quick, while James is trying to pull up some info for himself,
I'm trying to find this shit.
I want to give a quick little update to our listeners. I have personally been doing some work to reformat some of my workflow so that I can better serve our patrons.
Nice.
So the weekly video of the podcast is coming back. I have streamlined my workflow so that I can enable that to happen again more frequently. So this way it's not a fall off that I've had. And that means that pretty soon patrons will be able to watch the video. So when we're talking here about that dope bud and we're talking about how we're showing it to the boys, you're actually going to be able to see what we're showing the boys. And that's going to be fucking great.
I cannot find this strain anywhere, bro.
Uh-oh. Is it a concentrate?
Yes.
And what is it?
It's called Pink Raz Slushy from Stizzy.
Wow, pink raz slushy. That sounds. I would try that.
Some diamonds here, and I've found like the Stizzy site, but it doesn't give you any breakdown on what exactly this strain is.
It's in indica. And that's as far as I've gotten so far.
Yeah. It's got to be a mix of two different strains. I just don't know what exactly it would be.
It could even be more for all we know when you're talking
Yeah.
about something like this. Although I'm going to say some of these descriptions make it sound incredible. Because it says, melt away stress and tension with pink raz slushy. This potent indica makes for a great end of the day smoke and provides a dessert-like experience with flavors of citrus, fruit, and berries.
Dude, it is super fruity for sure. Like you open it and it smells like a jar of candy.
That's what I love about the that guava pie when I get my hands on it. Because it's like straw guava and strawberry pie. So like when you open that rosin, it smells like you just opened the Welch's fruit snacks, and you've got the tropical bag and you've got the strawberry bag mixed.
And a nice little dollop in there. Focus. All right, there you go. Look at it, same size as the pearl there. I need to clean my rig. All right, here we go. Cold starts all the way, man.
Yeah, cold starts are the way. Although
the way.
I will say, every now and then it is really nice to do a good heater, because one thing I'll say is you definitely get a completely different set of terp profiles, right? Because when I drop a heater, I'm gonna flash terps all at the same time, right? So I'm gonna taste certain terps that I actually have boiled off before I've gotten them into my mouth hole during the cold start.
Man.
And so it's interesting to see, because sometimes I'll drop something and it's like you get a savory note on a hot dab and you get a wicked fruity note on a cold on a cool start, and it's cool. It's like, it's fun. And then you go really hot and you go, oh, why did I do this? And the tear drops and the sweat beads, and yeah, it's a good time. It's a damn good time.
Dude, that tasted like some deliciousness.
I also want to say this has been fun for the weekend, actually. I broke out a Dreamer and slapped an Ardent on it.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Dude, I forgot how nice this combo works.
Dude, you know what I did actually is yesterday, so the day before recording this podcast, I went live with our sponsor Breeze Tones on the old Instagrams.
Oh shit.
And rebuilt the old Reload 26.
Nice.
Yeah. And actually I should have, you think I would put his coils in here, but actually I put some Coil Cloud coils in here. Shout outs to Coil Cloud as well. And dude, I forgot how good this fucking tank is, bro.
I need more tanks. I was looking at the homie site. Shout out to Bearded Viking Customs. We had him on the green room recently. I was looking at some of the fucking replacement tank sections that he does for all these different tanks, and I was like blown away by the vast selection.
Dude, and the crazy part about it is too, is some of them, if you look at them, they're not only for one RTA, but you can use them for another RTA too. Like I was looking for one for the Serpent Elevate for my mom specifically, and I couldn't find one anywhere because she busted her bubble glass and she likes, you know, the little extra capacity. And I couldn't find them anywhere. And I was looking on his site, and I think it's like this. It was like a Zeus tank or like some other tank, but it also, and then it had like a fucking slash Serpent. I was like, no fucking way, dude. And fucking grabbed one up, and it was like this dope ass purple like colored one that like matches her tank and it looks super sick.
Yeah, like he's got some dope color combos. I was looking at it. The one thing that killed me is I was like, I may have to take him up on custom order stuff, because like there are some things I might want, but not in the colorways I would want them.
Dude, and the thing about it is, too, is like you said on the green room, is like if you want to do a custom, you're literally only gonna have to wait a couple extra days.
Yeah, like it's the same price. Like that's wild, dude.
And dude, especially if you're to do it right now, Sean. Like I don't know if the sale's still gonna be going on by the time people hear this, but if they watch the show, then
it will be.
They took
it's
advantage.
This whole month.
Oh yeah, this whole month. So if you guys are listening, go over to Bearded Viking or Obey Robot, either site, and they're doing free shipping for any order of equivalent to $100.
Obey a Robot, man, that shit's cool too. Because like,
dude, I'm gonna be buying a dumb amount of shit. It's crazy.
I really like, because like myself, I'm very graphic design minded, and when I see like cool clothing designs and shit, that moves me. So like,
dude, there's
seeing
a couple Bogan shirts that look so cool.
Yeah, dude. Or even like there's a Tony B one, right? That they did. That's the hand throwing the O.
Yeah, dude.
Brilliant design work, and the leather work. Like,
yeah,
this is the thing. Like, I find the Obey Robot platform really intriguing, because right now it's got a gear slightly driven towards the vape community, but they have the ability to expand beyond that with the other designs they do that aren't so vape centered. And so that's a platform for them to take that brand and run. And I think it's so
some
cool.
Of their wallets are so fire, dude. But like a lot of their clothing, the design work looks so sweet, dude. I'm gonna definitely get at least a t-shirt when I order from there.
Like the buttons, the panels and stuff for vape stuff is dope. But like some of the clothing design, some of the accessories, like those carabiner / keychain deals that they're doing, I like that. That thing's sweet. Like,
they have a ton of cool shit.
Definitely think people should check out Obey Robot and see what they're all about, because there's definitely some cool swagadelic swag for everybody out there. It's a great design team.
Time to do it for sure, because you're gonna say
month of February.
Yep. They're good people, independent artists making independent art, and I'm always down to support that on this channel for sure.
I'm probably gonna be putting in another order for some more shit. We
should just order the same. We'll both order, and I'll just bring it to Ohio.
Oh, just like have you just like throw it in the one fucking thing and just bring it down with you?
Yeah,
we could do that.
Or we'll at least save on shipping. There's no shipping,
free, bro.
Oh, but yeah, you have to spend $100 though.
That's what I'm saying. We could do it either way. Like either I could buy it.
I'm gonna spend $100, but
either way, yeah, we'll
figure it out. We would have to figure it out now. Okay.
We have the whole month, bro.
Love it.
Well, actually, no, we don't. We have
a couple weeks.
We have this week.
Yeah, that's why it might end up having to come to me, because you're gonna be gone before.
Yeah, because I'm leaving next week.
Man, that meetup's coming.
Is that next weekend?
No, I feel like you're a week ahead.
Well,
it was 3 weeks ago. Yesterday is when it starts.
Yeah, it's not this upcoming weekend, is what I mean. It's the weekend following.
Yeah. Okay, got you.
To the listeners, it's right around
Next
the corner.
weekend.
Yeah.
No.
So if for the listeners, it would be next week.
Yeah, actually.
So I was
Actually.
You're right.
So if you're listening and you're in the Steel Valley Vapor area and you want to come
next
meet,
week I'll be
next
in
week,
Ohio.
yeah, you want to meet a couple of the boys from the podcast, they're going to be
Come
at Steel
hang
Valley
out.
Vapors in Ohio.
Yeah, the Steubenville, Wintersville area.
Yeah, not too far from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, dude.
Now, if you want to fly into Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Oh.
This is dead serious, folks. Like, if you guys are listening and you want to do something wild and crazy and fun, and you want to meet the guys, that's going to be an opportunity. I will not be there. I'm crazy and don't fly, and I have no ability to take the time to drive right now. I apologize to all y'all.
We're gonna make it happen.
I'll be
One of
there in
these days.
spirit. Yeah, right now, on the subject of beater cars, the Saab needs new sneakers.
Yeah, dude, the Saab ain't ready to go on a winter voyage that far.
The Saab needs sneakers right now because they're looking pretty bald up front, so it needs some help, and we can't be taking some long trips without a fresh pair of kicks.
And here's the deal, like, DCAing is a factor, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying, 100%. Like, you got to put your money in all the right places, and so it means diversifying all of your investments, whether it be crypto, stock, or your day-to-day life.
Or a fresh hopper, son. Woo, let's go.
Shit, I heard somebody had the sniper scope on.
Bro,
Yeah.
can we talk about this real quick, dude?
Would be in
Oh,
the world of this. You know what
Okay.
I mean? Like, I still can't believe that.
Let me
shit.
paint the picture for people so they understand what Franklining is. Okay, like back in the original days of the Vape Stew Discord, we used to hang out literally all the time, and we'd be talking about different vape shit that we'd be picking up while we're like searching through different websites and stuff. And one day, shout out to our boy Crypto Swaggins, but he was looking at the L Thunder on
2700
the 2700, the super dope white one. I forgot what website it was.
District 5.
District 5, and like he's like, dude, these things are sick. And I'd been looking at them before, but like I couldn't bring myself to buy one. But for some reason, Swaggins is buying one. I was like, you know what, fuck it. If Swaggins is getting one, I need to have one too. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, dude, I'm gonna buy one too. So I go on the website. He has one in his cart. I grab one, put it in my cart, check out. Fuck yeah, grabbed one. And he goes to continue and check out, and all of a sudden they're like out of stock. I literally purchased the last one out from underneath him while he was in the midst of purchasing his.
In front of him,
Honestly,
mind you.
Yeah,
In like a video chat.
Yeah, while we were hanging out, and like honestly, this is not. This is a fuck up on District 5's part. They should have never allowed me to buy it while he already had it in his cart. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of fucked. But dude, like so that coined the term getting Franklin. Okay, now fast forward about almost 4 years later.
3.5 years later.
Yeah, almost 4 years later. Chris and I aren't hanging out together, just doing our own things yesterday. You know what I mean? We both got our eyes on the JPEG.store. You know what I mean? Kind of scrolling around or whatever. I'm sure Chris is probably using CNFT tools because that's like his fucking.
That's the tech.
Yeah,
that's the technique.
That's the MVP move right there.
Yeah.
But there's this fucking dope popper that pops up like 388 above floor, bro. So it's like it's cheaper
it's
than
a steal.
most, and it's kind of a steal because then I pull it up, start looking at the traits. You know, they're pretty low, and it's got the skateboard, bro. Me personally have yet to see one with a skateboard. It's like 1%, like in the rarity thing. So it's pretty rare, bro.
And it's green, and we all know
it's green, and dude,
green.
And he had the little fucking hat with the little propeller on him. He's fucking got the wooden skin, so like the hat matched the fucking skateboard.
It's clean as fuck.
It's clean as fuck, right? I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy it, dude. It's cheap enough. It was stupid, and it's a dumb deal, dude. Because like I could definitely turn around and make a little bit off this. Or probably hold on to it, and it's going to definitely appreciate in value for sure. I don't see it going down. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to grab it. Dude, it takes 2 or 3 hours for this shit to fucking process or some shit, or even more. I can't remember. And then finally it goes through. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I drop it in the fucking NFT chat. And then all of a sudden Chris says he just jumps on his computer, pulls it up, looks at it. And he's like, no fucking way. He pops into Discord. He's like, dude, he's like, first off, congratulations. But second of all, fuck you, bro. Cause like I tried to buy that shit twice today. And then he pulls up the transactions, bro. And there's literally 2 failed transactions on the same exact copy that I grabbed, bro. So it's like very similar situations where it's like Swags ends up having an issue with the transaction or some shit and like doesn't get it. And then somehow I come in and fucking
sniper
it,
like, dude, what are the chances of that? Like, it blew my mind. When I saw it, I was like, get the fuck out of here.
And that's the thing, right? Like, in the world of NFTs, there's like hundreds of thousands, if not a million of us out here fucking buying and trading these things.
Dude, that me and Chris.
What are the odds that you literally bought the one that your boy's looking at?
It's fucking
dude,
hilarious.
He bought the one that I tried to buy twice already. He bought it after I tried to buy it twice.
It's insane. Insane.
and we bought it through the same method.
The NFT gods,
same
man.
exact method through the same wallet, same process. Somehow mine went through.
I think it's because like, you know, the NFT gods were like, yo, okay, he's already got a guy with a green skateboard. This dude doesn't. Let's hook him up. And that's what happened.
The NFT gods said, all right, Uncle Chris, you can wait a little bit longer to reach whale status.
Yeah, dude.
Let your friends become a hopper too.
Yeah, let me get one, bro. Let me have one, Chris. God damn it.
Let your boys join the club now.
Fair. And I'm actually
dude, and the best part about it is now I'm part of the Hopper fam, bro. I got the nice fucking green title in the Discord, son. Like, I'm part of the fam, dude.
Hoppers.
Absolutely, dude.
I'm stoked.
Hoppers are dope. Happy Hopper gang. Shout out to the Happy Hoppers. If any of y'all out there listening are down with the Happy Hoppers.
Man. I just need to get my ADA up, dude. I need to get that bag, son.
Again, like we were talking about this before the show, that like I'm at that stage right now. Like I'm starting to, you know, think, all right, well, you got to get the main bag up too, because like I want to see that stake reward grow and be like,
okay, I just want to say this quick.
Reward.
I know that we could probably keep on going for a long time. We've probably already been like almost at 2 fucking hours.
Yeah, we're almost at 2 hours now.
The one thing that I'll say, Sean, is if you make the right moves, you will get rewarded more than rewarding itself.
Oh, I get you. I know what you're saying.
In my brain, and now like I have not touched my main bag, so like it's easy for me to say this, right? But that's what the way that I'm looking at things. I'm like, yo,
right?
Because if I buy this even for 50 and sell it for 70, you know how long it's going to take that 50 to get 20? It's going to take until you're like 50 years old.
Yeah.
But the flip of that too is that, you know, in some of these projects you got to hodl before you're going to be able to make that money you want.
You do, for sure.
So it's like, you know,
the hoppers would be like one of those ones. You just keep holding, bro. It's fine.
Yep, Bears. I'm hodl, bro. Bears is a long game right now.
Dude, like, I'm trying to flip like 3 right now, and they ain't doing shit, son.
They're just not hot right now, dude.
Well, the thing, bro, is like they're just not. There's no hype, really, dude. Honestly, I can't, dude. I don't know if you heard this, Sean, but they're going to be airdropping us 3D renderings.
I know. I have
of them bears, bro.
That's why I'm holding.
Kind of makes me want to unlist my fucking astronaut one, because
I'm
that
holding
one in 3D would be pretty sick.
I'm holding 2 I want for 3D bears. I got another one that I'm just waiting for the floor to rise before I list him, because once the floor's up, then it'll be worth listing him.
Yeah, like, honestly, the ones I have listed right now are at very unrealistic prices. So like I don't really, dude. Did you cop these, Chris?
No, dude, I didn't. No, I'm waiting. I'm gonna try to mint. I'm gonna fucking throw a bunch of ADA.
Oh yeah. By the way, Sean, if you didn't know, bro,
I told him.
Yeah, we talked.
Okay.
Yeah, we talked. Sweet. This could go into a whole other NFT conversation. So we should probably wrap this show now where we're at.
Absolutely.
Dude, I feel like we swapped out the food conversations for NFTs now.
Yeah. I'm not even hungry right now either. So.
Facts.
Yeah, I just want to look at the fucking NFT tools and see what the floors are at on shit, bro.
I know. I know. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for hanging with us. It's been a wild ride because we talked about a whole bunch of shit today. I don't know.
All kinds of shit.
Yeah, I don't even know how to fucking title
hopefully
this
you
one.
guys enjoyed it. I mean, I did.
I know. We definitely hopped on the plane. We flew to a whole variety of destinations on this one, and it was a great time doing it. So we're going to send it around the room for the sign-outs like we always do. Uncle Chris, tell him what it is.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming along for the ride. As always, appreciate you guys. Give us a follow over there on SoundCloud. You can listen to us anywhere you want after that. That's cool too. You can just go to shedtimepodcast.com. You can find all the links, all of our sponsors, all of our discount codes, all of our stuff like Patreon, whatever else. So check that all out. Of course, you can check me out on Friday nights on Frames Janklin Vapors YouTube channel for the Green Room. You can also check me out on Tuesday nights on KVTV's YouTube channel for Mixing It Up. And then lastly, you guys, if you guys want to try any of my e-liquid or anything else like that, go by and check it out. I actually am going to be having an announcement really soon. So you guys are just going to have to, maybe even next episode, you guys might hear some cool happenings that are happening in the Great White North, also known as, my laboratory, if you will. So check that out. Use the coupon code Shedtime just Shedtime, not Shedtime Podcast. That's what we're on. Use the coupon code Shedtime. Save you a little bit of scratch. And lastly, I will say, everybody, live your best life. James, take it away.
Of course, as always, shout outs to all the Shedheads for tuning in and just supporting what we do here. Appreciate the hell out of you guys. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys are following us over there on the SoundClouds, like we said. But like Sean has said in the past, if you guys want to keep up with the episodes, they're only going to be getting like weekly episodes over there on SoundCloud. But you can check them out everywhere else. But we need you guys to follow us there so we can keep track of all you lovely people. Of course, one other thing, make sure you guys go check out the Patreon as well. Help support what we're doing here. Help, put the cost of the podcasting fees and stuff like that would be greatly appreciated. And of course, like Sean was saying, you guys will be getting exclusive video content. So if you guys want to see what's going down during the episodes, you can check that out over on the Patreon. And then, of course, you can check us out on the Green Room every Friday over on my YouTube channel. We do build-offs. We do hangouts. We just do some good old Friday chilling. You know what I mean? If you guys want to come hang out with us there, definitely do that. And you can check out, some different vape reviews and builds and stuff like that throughout the week on my YouTube channel as well. Other than that, we'll be here doing the same thing as always. So I'm going to send out all of those positive vibes, crisp high fives. And as always, let's just shed time our faces off. Over to you, Sean.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that sentiment. So, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, thank you all for following us on this journey. It's still insane. This is season 3. You know what I'm saying? 7 episodes into season 3 now. This is mind-boggling, and we can't do it without all of your support. So thank you all. Again, as always, tell a friend, please. Tell somebody you care about that's missing out on the Shedtime podcast to come check it out, because they're going to have just as much of a good time as you do and as we do every week here on the show. So with that, I'm going to bring it to a close like I always do and say, remember, don't let the bastards get you down. Be cool. Don't be a dick, and whatever it is that you do, be sure to have some fun, because it's the Shedtime podcast, and we about to roll on up and roll on out.
Dynavap, Dynavap, Dynavap. Looking to cut the cord on your dry herb vape? Dynavap. Trying to get the best taste from your herb? Dynavap. Ready to take your sesh to the next level? Then meet Dynavap, the best way to vape your flower or concentrate. Concentrates? That's right, your flower or hash can be vaped using Dynavap. Check out Dynavap.com to learn more. That's Dynavap.com. Lose the ash? Dynavap.
What's going on, Shedheads? It's your boy Frames Janklin. Are you looking to step up your match game or have a raw copper, brass, or stainless mod or RDA that you're absolutely tired of polishing? Then you need to go and hit up my man Ashton at Palmer's Powders. He does some absolutely amazing powder coating work. He offers many different colors and finishes at an absolutely killer price. This man is taking powder coating to a whole new level, and he can make your setup an absolute masterpiece. You can go follow him over on Instagram at Palmer's Powders, and you can go check out pricing on his website, palmerspowders.com. That's palmerspowders.com. And as always, let's just vape on, Shedheads.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Sean Tyven, the Angry Hippie, and I'm back at it again. We're here today to talk about Unicorn Vapes Inc., a fantastic Canadian company who's making outstanding vape hardware. If you're looking for a fantastic, high-quality mechanical device or an excellent RDA, and you're looking for it at a fantastic and affordable price, look no further than Unicorn Vapes Inc. You can get your Unicorn Vapes Inc. products at areliquid.com. That's areliquid.com. Check them out today.
I want you to think of your favorite rebuildable right now. Yeah, okay, so you have a layer cake in your hand, and now you're about... Oh, sorry, yeah, that's not everyone's favorite. That's just mine. So think of your favorite rebuildable atomizer. Think about how good of a vape it produces for you. Now, take that and amplify it. And the way that you amplify that is you put in some Breezestone coils. Breezestone coils are handcrafted in Adelaide, Australia. They're made from some of the finest quality wire that you can get. I believe it's wire Buddha. You take those coils, you take them out of that phenomenal packaging that clearly shows how much care that Adam puts on the quality of his coils and the insurance that you get them in good shape. You put them in that favorite RDA, and guess what? You have coils that now sing better than Celine Dion. Go check out Breezestone coils. You can find them on localvape.com and also steelvalleyvapors.com. Solid.
Peace.
It's kind of hot up in here.